Gentlemen and distinguished guests. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Rosenman and Dr. David Marshis for inviting me here that I can talk to you about the Holocaust. And I wish that I wouldn't have to be here and talk to you about the Holocaust and tell you that the Holocaust never happened, but did happen. I have to tell you about the atrocity and the murder that were committed on our family and the 6 million Jews. 10 years ago, my wife and I, and one of our daughters, marched in the March of the Living. About 7,000 children and adults marched from Auschwitz to Birkenau. My daughter and I have participated in the March of the Living before. For my wife, this was her first March of the Living. In 1944, my wife went on the March of Death, but Dr. Mengele selected her to live. I strongly encourage everyone to make that March of the Living. The March of the Living is the most important organization, and they're teaching the children when the survival will be gone, then they will be here to talk about the Holocaust. This is the most important organization. I would like to read you excerpt from the Holocaust Museum Bulletin. On January 1927-45, Soviet Army units in southern Poland advanced on the little town of Auschwitz. What they found shocked even the battle-hardened Russian troops. Outside the Polish hamlet was a waste complex of camps covering hundreds of acres. Surrounded by the fences, pulling up the open gate in tents, they found some 6,000 prisoners, many of whom were sick and dying. What is this place, they asked. Auschwitz, they were told. What they had stumbled across was the Nazi largest and most lethal death camp. Only a week before a heading of the approaching Soviet route, the Germans had begun a hasty evacuation of Auschwitz. Nearly 60,000 prisoners, although deemed well enough to walk, had been led on a death march through the snow west into Austria and Germany. Between 9 to 15 prisoners who were unable to continue were murdered en route, turning the evacuation into a true march of death. The snow landscape soon turned red with the victims' blood. We ran in the snow like madmen without knowing where we are going. It was truly a death march, hell on earth. My wife went on a second death march. She could not be here today, but my granddaughter is wearing her uniform, and she is here in honor of my wife. While we were in Poland, we went to the concentration camp Majdanek, Treblinka, Stuttgart, Auschwitz, Birkenau, Blaszów, and Belzec. I would like to tell you about Belzec. From March 42 until December 42, the Nazi brought Jews from Poland and other countries into the camp on Belzec. Arriving prisoners were pushed into the gas chamber where they were suffocated from engine and motor fuel. The bodies were burned and stuck by. The victims of genocide were adult men, women, children, and infants. Can anyone imagine the horror that the mother experienced while the gas started to continue her baby, while the terror of her shocking baby is living, gasping his last few breaths? Can anyone imagine the painful cries and prayer as a survivor? I cannot understand this feeling. No one can understand.
Sure, it's raining, starting to rain.
I know the rain never washed me out while I was in a concentration camp. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Belzec had become one of the largest cemeteries in the 20th century in Europe. Belzec only had 15 acres of land, unlike of Auschwitz and Birkenau, which had hundreds of acres of land. Belzec was not a concentration camp. Belzec was an extermination camp. In Belzec in 1942, the Nazi murdered 600,000 Jews, 550,000 from Poland and the rest of Austria, Belgium, Germany, Czechoslovakia, Denmark, Holland, Norway and Romania. In Russia, my grandparents, aunts and uncle, cousins were killed there. I lost 16 members of my family. When I walked through that not quiet place, I could hear the cry of my family and the rest of the 600,000 Jews. Don't forget us. How can we forget or forgive the barbaric murder of brother and sister in the Gestapo of Auschwitz, Birkenau, Majdanek, or Treblinka? To forget or forgive would mean to kill the victim a second time. We could not prevent their first death. We must not allow to be killed again. We have no right to forgive. Only the dead can forgive. How can you forget or forgive the burning of synagogue, the Holy Book, and the Torah scrolls? And we should remember that the parchment of the Torah will burn, but the letters are indestructible. They will exist forever and ever. I was born in Krakow, Poland. When the war started, I was 13 years old. My family and I were thrown out of the house and put in the Krakow ghetto. During the liquidation of the ghetto, March 13, 1943, I witnessed people being killed absolutely for no reason at all, other than being Jews. I saw their body all around. The German brought all 16 infirm people to a gathering square. The crutches, cane and so forth were taken away. The Nazi told them to cross the square, and whoever made to the other side would be permitted to survive. Those poor people were crawling on their hands and knees, no less. They were all shot during their feeble attempt to cross over. Also, when a mother was holding a small injured child, the Nazi would rip the child out of the mother's arm and smash the child's head against the wall, killing the child instantly. Or when a child was hidden in a knapsack, the Nazi would shoot straight into the sack, killing them. Following the Krakow ghetto, I went to Plaszow concentration camp, where I worked in the office of commander. Amon, yet I saw with my own eyes how that brutal sergeant killed people for no reason other than for blood. I saw he ordered the hanging of a young girl whose name was Weiss. The rope broke twice while they were trying to hang her. By the third time they succeeded. To this I am a witness and I testify to. I saw people being shot for no reason. The pile of the burning body like those you saw in the movie series Some Have a Life never left me. My mind, the smell never left me. I smelled it always. I just finished 2 more minutes.
Let him speak. Let him
2
speak.
more minutes. I came from intact family, a set of parents, 2 sisters, grandparents, aunts, uncle, and cousin. I am the only survivor. I lost my whole family. The German deprived me of my youth. My children do know what is to have an uncle, cousin, or grandmother. For this I will not forget, and such will I will never forget. My father was killed by the Nazis in the beginning of the war. My mother was taken in transport from Plaszow 44. At 72 years since the SS took her to her death. I can still see my mother waving her hands toward me. It seems like yesterday. She was murdered at the crematorium number 5 right here. June 14, 1944. At the last moment, before she was taking her death, I found a piece of the meat and I give it to her mouth, and she spit it out, and she said, "This is trifle. I cannot swallow this in memory of her father." My two sisters, in 1944, a sister from my wife, a long thousand, were transported to Auschwitz and 45 to Stuttgart camp. They were led on a death march to the Baltic Sea. An estimated 7,000 prisoners were lined up along the beach and shot. The next morning was liberation. My wife, as a young child, was in several concentration camps. She was in Mielec, Wieliczka, Lublin, Dubinko, Kraków Ghetto, Plaszów, Auschwitz, Birkenau, Bergen-Belsen, plus other between. Her last transport was to Mauthausen, where she was liberated.
Where is the medic?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
No, you are fine. You're fine. Thank you. Thank you. Living witnesses. Bravo, indeed. The fourth torch will be lit in